What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will talk about Inter Milan's incredibly good centre-back Milan Skriniar, because Liverpool want to sign him in the January transfer window, but they need Inter to lower their valuation for Milan Skriniar. And also in this video I will give you guys an update on Wijnaldum's contract situation, because if Wijnaldum doesn't sign a contract extension, then he can negotiate with any foreign club for a pre-contract agreement in like 3 days from January the 1st. So in the second part of this video we will take a look at that situation. So if you guys enjoy these, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you are new to my channel, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news updates. So let's get right into this. So Milan Skriniar is at the perfect age. He's just 25 years old and he is from Slovakia. He is the successor of Martin Škrtel in the Slovakian national team. He is a towering, very strong centre-back, 6'2" tall, 188 centimeters tall, and he has been playing for Inter Milan for quite a few seasons. This is his 4th season for Inter Milan. And what is also crucial is that he is not an injury-prone centre-back. Every season when he played for Inter Milan, he played at least 40 games. And this will be his 4th season, as I said. He also played 2 seasons for Sampdoria, and before that he played in the Slovakian league. And Liverpool are monitoring him. According to Kemi Anderson, who wrote for Sempre Inter, which is an Inter-based news outlet, in addition to Kabak and Per Schuurs, Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar is a player that Liverpool also like, but Inter's like £54 million valuation, our asking price, is currently a big obstacle for Liverpool. But at 25 years old, as I said, he's the perfect age for centre-back. He's just entering his prime, and it will be an interesting option for Michael Edwards and Jurgen Klopp to pursue. But you also have to wonder, would Milan Skriniar be value for money when the likes of Ozan Kabak or Sven Botleman, the Dutch centre-back, who I made a video on yesterday? If you want to know more about him in detail, watch that video on my channel. They are available for around half of what Milan Skriniar is available for, and both being 5 years younger than Skriniar. You have to ask which would be right now the best solution for Liverpool. Do we need an experienced centre-back who can come in and straight away play for Liverpool? But the problem with that is that when Gomez and Van Dijk will come back, then one of them will be on the bench. So one of Skriniar, Gomez or Van Dijk will be on the bench. But I would go for Milan Skriniar because he could come in right now straight away and Liverpool would be even bigger favorites for the Premier League title. It would virtually guarantee Liverpool a Premier League title, in my opinion. If we sign an experienced centre-back who is borderline world class, then I have no doubt in my mind that Liverpool will win this Premier League title. Is that worth 40-50 million pounds? In my opinion, yes, it's worth it. We could make history, and it's much more difficult to win a second Premier League title in a row than winning the first one. But Liverpool are in an injury crisis at centre-back. Joel Matip, there is still no update on his injury status. We will get that later today, but at the time of making this video we don't know how long Joel Matip will be out for. And Martin Škrtel, the former Liverpool centre-back, advised the Skriniar to maybe not sign for Liverpool and stay put at Inter Milan. This is what he said: there are moments in life of every player where things go really well, but there are also moments where things don't go as planned. When this happens, it is important for a player to react. Skriniar is going through something similar to this at Inter. In recent games he has lost his role as a starter, and there is more and more talk about the fact that he could leave the club. But he is still young and he should remain strong and fight for his recovery. Although there is the interest of English and Spanish clubs, the best solution for him would be to stay at Inter, where he has built a great name for himself. So Škrtel's advice is to stay at Inter, but I think Liverpool are in a much better position than Inter. Remember, Inter, yes, they qualified for the Champions League 3 times in a row, but they got knocked out in the group stage every single time in those 3 occasions. So, and Liverpool are a Champions League contender club and a Premier League contender. Yes, Inter are in the Serie A title race, but also Skriniar has been, I think he's fallen out with Conte, or maybe he has been a little bit inconsistent, and he isn't starting regularly anymore at Inter. So it's natural for a player of his quality to react and to look at his options. And one of his options is to go to England and sign for Liverpool. And even Tottenham were in talks with Inter for the signing of Milan Skriniar, but the 2 clubs, Tottenham and Inter, were very far apart from in their valuation for the player, because Inter wanted 52 million pounds for Skriniar, and Tottenham obviously didn't want to pay that, so they walked away from the deal. Is he worth that? I think if he guarantees Liverpool a Premier League title, which I think he does, then I think he's worth 50 million. And also there is an argument, who could turn down Liverpool right now? You would be absolutely mad, absolutely crazy if Liverpool came in for you and you turned that opportunity down, because there is not every season where Liverpool, the club who is at the top of English football and who is almost at the top in European football as well. I think only Bayern Munich are at the moment as strong in Europe as Liverpool. It would be mad for Skriniar to turn down Liverpool. That's just my opinion. And Skriniar, since he signed for Inter Milan from Sampdoria, he has since established himself as one of the best young centre-backs in Europe. He played 130 games for Inter Milan, and during that time he scored and assisted 4 goals each. Skriniar also represented Slovakia across all age group, under 17, under 21 level, and also he played for the Slovakian senior national team 33 times as well. And yes, Skriniar could cover for Virgil van Dijk until he's back, but his use goes a long way beyond that. He can be the ideal partner for Virgil van Dijk, and from one of the most furious and form one of the most fearsome partnerships in Europe. I think Skriniar is as good, if not even better, than Joe Gomez. So it would just be really a statement signing for Liverpool, that we mean business in the Premier League. We want to dominate this league and we want to win multiple Premier League titles in a row. And at 25, it's a low-risk transfer. As I said, he's entering the prime years of his career. If we sign him on a 5-year contract, we could sell him on at the end of the 5 years even for a decent price, because at 30 Skriniar wouldn't be old as they say in footballing terms, because as a centre-back he can play until he's 35 years old. And James Pearce also wrote, who is a Liverpool-based journalist with good links to the club, that depending on Matip's scan results and how serious his injury is, Liverpool will decide what they do in the January transfer market. So I think if Matip's injury is serious, we can almost guarantee that Liverpool will dip into the transfer market, because they have to. They will have no fit senior centre-back for the next 1 or 2 months, and we can't go with Reece Williams and Nathaniel Phillips. Maybe one of them we can get away with it, but if Fabinho needs rested, if Fabinho gets injured, then what? Then Liverpool will be down to 19-year-old inexperienced players, and in the Premier League you can't get away with that. I'm sorry, but sooner or later some clubs will punish Liverpool, like they have already done. We've dropped 2 points to Brighton, West Brom and Fulham. So we dropped 2 points in those 3 games, and I think it was down to the ever-changing centre-back partnership. At defense, you need a settled back four, a settled centre-back partnership, and Liverpool have changed it so much because of injuries. It disrupts the defending unit, and we concede goals because of that. And Sky Sports are reporting that Wijnaldum will decide this week whether to sign a new Liverpool contract. Ronald Koeman remains hopeful of persuading Wijnaldum to join him at Barcelona. So there is a contract on the table, and Wijnaldum, if he wants, he can sign it, but he will be a free agent when his deal runs out, when his current deal runs out in June. And of course Koeman wanted to bring Wijnaldum in, in the summer, but Barcelona didn't find the funds, and also they didn't really want to pay 20 million pounds for a player that they can get 1 year from now on a free transfer. And Jurgen Klopp said it plenty of times that he would be happy, very happy, if Wijnaldum signed a new contract, because Wijnaldum right now is one of the first names on the team sheet, and I really hope that Thiago also comes back from his injury and he will play very well. But Wijnaldum is just such an important part of this Liverpool midfield. I think we will miss him a lot more than the players that we sold previously, the likes of Emre Can left on a free transfer, or Philippe Coutinho. And I consider Wijnaldum to be a club legend. He signed from Newcastle for 25 million, and he scored 20 goals in 208 appearances. But the fact that he had a hand in Liverpool's probably biggest comeback in the Champions League, winning 4-0 against Barcelona after being 3-0 down from the first leg, and also he scored big goals in the Premier League title race as well, where we won the Premier League. I consider him a club legend. I mean, he came on at halftime against Barcelona, scored 2 goals, and the rest is history. We went on to win the Champions League. And Spanish football expert Alvaro Montero told this to Sky Sports: Barcelona need to sell before they can buy. Wijnaldum is a very well-known player in Spain, but there is a huge problem. Barcelona president Tusquets recognized himself yesterday, such as Leo Messi said, that Barcelona is in a very difficult economical situation. Of course, Koeman wants Wijnaldum. He also wants Memphis Depay, Eric Garcia, but let's see how they can pay those players. A few weeks ago, Tusquets recognized that there will be problems for Barcelona players to earn their wages in January, so it's a difficult situation, and I guess that if Barcelona want to buy some players, they should sell before next summer, so it's going to be a difficult market for Barcelona in June, July and August. And Gabriel Marcotti, who is also a football analyst, I really enjoy listening to his football opinion. He is very knowledgeable. He said, how often have we seen players frozen out as their contract runs out at clubs? But it's just not happening with Wijnaldum at Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp continues to pick him. He scored a brilliant goal against Wolves, and there is a lot of respect from Klopp to Wijnaldum and the situation he finds himself in. Wijnaldum is 30 years old now, and I think Klopp recognizes that his next contract is likely to be the biggest of his career, be it at Liverpool or somewhere else. I think Liverpool will want this sorted next month. Does he want to go to Barcelona when the management situation at the Nou Camp is so fragile? Is Ronald Koeman even going to last the season? And if Koeman is the reason he's wanted at Barcelona, does that impact things? Very good questions, and I think Wijnaldum will choose very carefully in the next few weeks, because you could see what happened with Philippe Coutinho. When he left Liverpool, his career really went downhill. So if I were Wijnaldum, I would sign a new Liverpool contract. But I'm a Liverpool fan, and maybe Wijnaldum had a soft spot for Barcelona growing up. So who knows? Maybe he wants to try a new challenge in Spain. And Steven Warnock, who is now working as a pundit, he's a former Liverpool left back, said this after the West Brom game. Liverpool, the players, all stepped off the gas against West Brom after Mane scored and thought the game was won. They all thought it was too easy and they had to do more. I think the standards that we expect from Liverpool dropped in the second half. It almost felt too easy for them, didn't it? It was like a training game in the first half. It was wave after wave of attack. West Brom didn't really give anything back as they were smothered. You still felt Liverpool had to give more. With the way West Brom kept their game plan, even after going a goal down, that was the impressive thing about it. Even when you go a goal down, you ask yourself whether you believe in what you are doing. They were very brave in what they did. What it is all about when you go to Anfield is that you know you are going to give up possession. Liverpool had 78% possession, West Brom had 22%, but they were so organized and they set traps for Liverpool. They remained nice and narrow and allowed Liverpool no space to break through and get balls into the likes of Firmino and Curtis Jones. They stopped the intricate play of the front three and did it perfectly. They made it so difficult. And yes, Liverpool really should have done more, and Liverpool really should have played quick 1-2s in and around the edge of the area. And I think Mane, Salah should have made more movements to drag players out of position. but West Brom defended resolutely, and Liverpool were maybe a little bit too cocky, but I think that Jurgen Klopp will set it straight. And I think Liverpool will be on fire against Newcastle. Newcastle away is a ideal game for Liverpool because Newcastle will be up for it, but they are a lot worse than Liverpool, so we should win that game. And John Aldridge suggested that Mo Salah would only leave Liverpool if his heart lied elsewhere. He said, would you want to join Real Madrid or Barcelona at the moment, right now? They have both got their worst two teams in their modern day history right now. Obviously, I've played against them both for Real Sociedad, and they are both absolutely fantastic clubs, magnificent, but it's where the heart is. And if Mo Salah's heart is in Liverpool, then he's going nowhere. And I think that's a big statement that both Barcelona and Real Madrid have the worst squads in their modern day history, but they are certainly worse than they were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So maybe in the last like 15 years they have the worst squads, or 10 years, but I'm not sure if they have the worst squads in their history. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.